In this quick tutorial, you'll learn how to create effective prompts in MyArchitectAI. We'll start with the render engine to visualize your 3D views and elevations, and then move to the Edit by Prompt tool to make changes to your render. Since each mode works a bit differently, we'll cover best practices for both to get consistently great results. Let's start by uploading the image of your design. Select the scene type and pick the render engine. Leave other settings unchanged and click the Generate button. Our rendering engine is optimized to work without any prompts at all. So in the first run, check how it understands your design. And if you need to adjust anything, we can add the prompt in the next step. Let's compare the before and after. Everything was rendered properly, but let's try showing this scene in a different mood. To do that, open the Advanced Settings tab. Here, describe the scene. We only want to change the mood, so let's mention the main subject of the scene and the mood we're aiming for. Separate each part of the prompt with a comma. Then let's render it again. Done. The sunset version is ready. Now let's change the landscape. You can do it simply by adding an extra part to your prompt. And click Generate again. Here's the before and after. Let's now try rendering an interior sketch. We'll keep the render engine and go to the scene description field. When rendering sketches, your prompts need to be more specific and describe all the elements of your scene. Start by mentioning the main subject of the scene, office lobby, then all other aspects, one by one, separated with a comma. You can be as specific as you want, but remember, don't mention elements that are not in the image. If you need to make any changes to your design, you can do it later using the editing mode. If your prompt is too long, you will see a message in red. This is to remind you to keep your prompts concise. Once your prompt is done, press the Generate button. As you can see, everything we mentioned in our prompt was applied to our render. If you want to test a different aesthetic, just edit your prompt. Let's try a different coffee table. Different armchair material. And different lighting. Press Generate and check the new variation. All of our new requests were applied properly. Turn off the comparison slider and use the arrows to see both variations. Let's now move to the editing mode and learn how to use the Edit by Prompt tool. Edit by Prompt is our most versatile editing tool. It can do any editing operation, adding and removing objects, retexturing surfaces, changing lighting and landscapes, shifting camera angles, and much more. Let's start with adding a new object to the scene using a reference image. First, enable the reference image option and upload your object. Then describe what to do with it. Your prompts should start with a verb, like add, remove, replace, etc. Describe the specific part of the scene you're referring to, and what is the expected change. If you're uploading a custom object, mention it as the attached image. You can also add objects by simply describing them. Let's add a blurred couple to the scene. But don't just write out a blurred couple. You can mention their age, ethnicity, clothing, and any other details you want. The more specific your prompt, the better the results will be. Great! Let's now test some different flooring types. For most control, upload your own material. Let's try these hexagonal tiles. In the prompt, mention that you want your attached material to be applied on the floor. And apply the edit. Edit by Prompt can also quickly remove objects from the scene. Just mention what object and where it's located. Let's now use the Edit by Prompt tool to edit an exterior scene. In the previous example, we changed the materials using a reference image. This time, let's do it just by using a prompt. So specify the surface you need edited and the new material to apply. Again, be as specific as you want. Now, let's change the landscape. We'll add some snowy mountain peaks to the background. So specify what exactly to change and where to apply it. We can also change the time of day, weather conditions, and seasons. Let's show this scene at dusk and add a soft glow to the windows. Lastly, you can use Edit by Prompt to shift camera angles. Tell the tool where to place the camera for your view. Either pan it left and right, or tilt it up and down. You can also mention what kind of landscape should be revealed, if needed. Here are some more tips and best practices. You can change multiple things at once in your render, as long as the editing instructions aren't too complicated. Making changes one by one is more reliable though. Edit by Prompt doesn't remember your previous edits, so mentioning them in your prompts won't work. You can control the intensity of changes by adding words such as slightly, very, etc. For example, make the sofa color slightly darker. If some elements of your scene are getting changed, be explicit in your prompt about keeping them unchanged. For example, keep everything else unchanged or maintain all other aspects of the original image. And lastly, you can write prompts in any language, not just English. We hope this was useful. If you have any questions or need help with your prompts, message us in the live chat. Happy rendering!